Good morning, everyone. Today is Monday, March 14th. I'm Marv Eisen of Timeless Dollar. And starting out looking at today's economic calendar, there are no announcements that are going to be market moving, but there are two very important features of this week that you should be aware of. The first one is on Wednesday, the 16th at 2 p.m., the FOMC announcement on the Fed funds rate is going to be made. And at that particular time, many people expect the Fed to raise interest rates 1/4 point. The second thing is going to be on Friday, March 18th. Now, you don't see it here in the calendar, but on Friday, March 18th, we roll our Emini contracts over to the following month, to the June contract month. We're in the March contract month. We're going to roll our Emini contracts over to the June contract month. The next thing that I'm going to call to your attention is the morning news, and futures are basically flat. Dow futures are up, I know. S&P futures are up 10. These numbers can change in a heartbeat, and the only reason I think they're up is that oil is trading back down to at 102. It was up at 120 about 10 days ago. So that's good news for the market. Prices are in the green now. It's about a half an hour after the market opened. So let's look at the market. And I want to go back to last Friday. Now, when most traders begin the day, if they know a little bit about trading or more than a little bit about trading, they always make a note on their chart of the prior day's close. Now, this is the Friday price action. I'm not going to show you today. This is Friday's chart. This is Friday's price action, rather, of the Emini. So Thursday's close was here at 42.58. And so as a trader, we know two things at the market open. We know the previous day's close, okay, 42.58, and where the market opens. The market opened on Friday here at 42.85. And those are the only two things we know. Having been a student of trading, you should know, I will assume you know, that the gap trade is successful 75% of the time. So a trade from 42.85 down to 42.58 would give us a 27-point potential profit. So that's a trade that we have to watch. We have to watch this price movement from the open to see if indeed prices did close the gap, and they did. But beyond that, what do we really know about the market? It's impossible to know. Assuming that we are right here at 10 a.m. on this is Friday, but let's say we're talking about any particular day. We know that the gap trade was an opportunity that offered a relatively low risk and high reward. I say low risk because the gap trade closes 75% of the time, and that's about the best odds that we're going to get as traders, because nothing is a certainty in trading. But beyond that, what do we know about where prices are going to go? Well, there are ways to determine where prices are going to trade on any given day. And these methods are used by professional traders and those who study the market, and I'm one of them, to determine where prices are likely to trade on any given day. What I do is I use my tools and my experience to calculate the likely trading zone for the day. And I've done it for Friday. Rather than looking at a chart like this, where there's no indication of where prices are likely to go, my charts look like this, where I put my calculated trading zone onto the chart, and I see right here, right when before the market opens, this is where I determine, based on calculating market movements, this is where I determine the market is likely to trade for this particular day. So, beyond the fact that I know where the gap trade is, I also have a pretty good idea where a resistance level is going to be and where a support level is going to be. Now, these are calculated numbers and they are usually pretty accurate. Sometimes they need an adjustment, and I calculate these numbers each day and I make them available as a subscription. How valuable is it to know where the market is likely to trade on any given day? I think it's extremely valuable. If you think so as well, go to my site at timelessdollar.com and pick up a subscription. It's not expensive, to my daily trading zone report, and you'll get these numbers so that you can lay out a trading zone on your chart to better prepare yourself for the next trading session. Now, trading is not the easiest thing in the world, but then again, there are some basics that we can go back to give us an indication of how to be a better and more successful trader. So let's look at the big picture. Of course, these minute-by-minute candles, difficult or really almost impossible to know where the market is going to trade minute to minute. So let's look at the market with a broad view. This is a big picture of the S&P. These are daily candles going back to last August. Note that these candles all have one thing in common. They have a body and a shadow, top and bottom. Body and a shadow. And their shadow is typically at either end of the candle. Sometimes it's only at one end, and sometimes the candle has no shadow at all. That doesn't happen frequently, but typically a candle has a body where the open and closing prices are determined, and the shadow that determines the range that the price is covered throughout the day. So let's look at how these candles are formed. Prices start out at the open. The price goes one direction, then reverses, goes another direction, and then reverses again. And at the end of the day, we have a body and we have a shadow at either end. Now, why am I showing you the big picture? Because in forming the price action for the day, the intraday high or low is usually put in the first half hour to the hour. Now, knowing that the high or the low of the day has been put in at, let's say, 10:30, 11 o'clock, doesn't that give more information as to where the rest of the day is going to trade? That's a valuable piece of information that a trader needs to be aware of. At any rate, if you want to get a better handle on how to trade, whether you're a scalper or a trader who takes a broader view, a longer term view, check out my course at timelessdollar.com or subscribe to my Trading Zone subscription. You'll be a better trader, a more knowledgeable trader, and in this business, knowledge is power. This is Marv Eisen of Timeless Dollar. Thanks for watching Trade Safely. I hope to see you as a student in my course, and I'll see you in my next video.